Hello, today is Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. I'm Tom Worth, and we're going to get into the expenses of Operation Epic Fury, the military operation named by Pete Hegseth, I guess, remembering back to when he was 12 years old, I'm assuming, and was playing video games and thought that would be really cool sounding. I can't imagine how they came up with the name of Epic Fury. But remember, this is not a war we started, but it is one we're going to finish, according to our Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth. The only problem with that statement, it is literally a war that we started. So, coming right out of the gates with the lies and the misinformation that this administration, and he in particular, are so well known for. Initially, Saturday morning, I got into just the upwards of $700 million just to maneuver our fleets into place to mount this operation. And that was just going to be a drop in the bucket of the total cost of this. Once you start factoring in the cost of all these Tomahawks being launched, all sorts of munitions, refueling, personnel, everything, that's not even including the cost of, what if 3 jets get shot down by friendly fire? Or what if bases get hit? What if one of these $50,000 Iranian drones gets through your billion-dollar defense system that's supposed to protect your airbase, which did happen? Then what? Then how expensive do things get? What are you doing to use Ukrainian experience over the last 4 years in defending against these exact Iranian-made drones? They just have Russian names painted on them, but they are manufactured for Russia by Iran and have been for years. Well, we didn't consult the Ukrainians. We haven't had any interaction with them on military things for most of the past year because Trump has severed those connections. He said, okay, NATO, okay, EU, you guys write the checks to our defense industry and you buy the things, and then you send it to Ukraine and you work with the Ukrainians. We are not using the Ukrainians' 4 years worth of direct experience defending against these drones. Let's get into a cost of, say, $5 billion and counting for the cost of Operation Epic Fury. What could that over $5 billion have been used for? Does that seem high to you? Well, let's just break it down. I have numbers here. The pre-strike buildup, which I'm showing 630 million right now. The initial estimate was 680 million, but over 600 million. There were over 12 naval assets put into place, a lot more than that, but over 600 million to just get those over into place from wherever they were in the world to support this strike. 779 million for the opening 24-hour strikes. That's flight time, maintenance, sorties for the B-2s, F-22s, and F-35s, our most advanced, priciest aircraft, the kinds that do the flyovers over all of our sporting events over here, and it's so impressive. Those things are expensive to operate. Munitions expended, this is the big one, 3.6 billion and counting. That's for the first 4 days. That's over 200 Tomahawks, 340 million all told, and the high-cost interceptors, which are used to shoot down Iranian drones and Iranian missiles. These are very expensive. They cost like an order of magnitude more than the drones they're being used to shoot down, and you usually have to use several interceptors per drone you're trying to shoot down, just because you might miss. Lost aircraft. So this is the 3 F-15 Strike Eagles that were shot down by friendly fire, by the Kuwaitis. using our equipment to do that. But they thought they were incoming drones or missiles, and they shot down our F-15s, 3 of them. And the replacement cost, I was looking this up, is although they didn't cost this much to begin with, when they get shot down, when you're going to replace them, you're looking at almost 100 million per jet. But to have them outfitted the way that these are, with their electronics, their munitions for these specific missions, you're talking about roughly 117 million per jet for replacement costs. So that's 350 million just to replace those things that our allies, the Kuwaitis, accidentally shot down. And I saw that was 10% of our entire F-15 budget for the Pentagon this year. We've got over a $3 billion line item in the defense budget for F-15s, and this is going to eat up 350 million of that for this mistake, right? Mistakes happen. It's the fog of war. This is what anyone who has any knowledge of warfare planning would account for, not Pete Hegseth. He doesn't have any experience in this kind of thing. His experience is being a Fox News host, trying to sound excited and talk about how terrible it is that the United States military did things the right way and treats women as equal to men. Those are terrible, terrible things in the eyes of Pete Hegseth. So his main task over his first year in office was undoing everything that the military does right. How about daily operations just to sustain 2 carrier strike groups? I'm seeing $59 million a day. Now, this is where it matters whether you were Trump thinking you could knock this out on a Saturday morning, or no, maybe it's going to take a few days. No, maybe it's going to take a week or two. No, it's going to be at least a month. Well, when you're talking about 60 million per day, just to have 2 carrier groups sitting in the ocean over there, it matters whether you're talking about days or weeks or months or years. That adds up. The total comes out to 5.41 billion so far, includes initial strikes, losses, and 4 days of operations. 5.4 billion. What if they take out an F-35? What if they take out an F-22? What if they take out a B-2? These things are astronomically expensive. Do we expect that to happen? No. A big reason why they're so expensive is they're next to impossible to be taken out when they're on their missions. And we have air superiority over Iran. We did basically when we started. So is that likely to happen? No, it isn't. But man, those billions are going to rack up in a hurry if that starts to happen. What about all these oil refineries being hit? Might not be our cost directly, but the cost of oil is going to go through the roof. And oil impacts everything. The cost of oil impacts everything in our modern life. So yeah, inflation's going to come back with a vengeance. Thanks, Donald Trump. Once again, gas price is going to go up. I mean, this, if there's one thing Trump has mastered in his first year in office, it is, how do I make things way more expensive than they were yesterday, just for no reason at all? That's what Donald Trump is doing. And nobody really knows why. This goes beyond tax cuts for his billionaire buddies, because this war is not helping out his billionaire buddies either. It doesn't help them out for oil to be more expensive. It doesn't help them out unless they're on the board of some of these defense companies, but most of them are not. So why is he doing this? What's the real reason? Is there a real reason? I come down on the side of there's not a real reason. Somebody said, hey man, this will be cool. And he says, okay. And he's off playing golf at Mar-a-Lago during all of this. This is why he just had these weird videos in this dark background room. It's like he's at Mar-a-Lago when he should be. And he was also there during the mission last June, the major bombing mission to obliterate all the Iranian nuclear capabilities. He still hasn't addressed why he said there is imminent long-range strike capability by the Iranians. That's why he had to do this. Yet his own Defense Department said it's at least 2035 before Iranian missiles could ever touch the United States proper. So none of this makes any sense. The only thing we know for sure is we've spent over $5 billion and counting, and that's just going to continue going up and up and up. So thanks, Mr. Trump. And thank you all for watching this channel on a more serious note. I do appreciate it. And I would appreciate it if you could give it a subscribe if you haven't already, or a like, or share it if you would. That would be awesome. And I hope you all have a great day today. I may be a little challenged getting a video out tomorrow. Got something going on. But if not tomorrow, then hopefully we'll be back on track Friday. All right. Y'all stay safe.